Hello, my friends. Welcome to Sassy Paper Crafts and welcome to my Friday Facebook Live. I am Sarah Chatello McGuire. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have an adorable card for you today. I'm just going to show you right now because look at that. Let me put it on the camera. That might help. What a cute card. This is super easy to make. It is a fun fold. I'm really excited about it. But before we get started, I think I just only really have one announcement. And next Friday, we are going to be doing the Fall in Love with Stamping beginner card class. So what that is I'm going to be going through all the basics of Stampin' Up. So if you are just scrolling Facebook or YouTube and you just happened along this video and you are like, stamping, card making, what is that all about? I will be telling you next Friday on the Sassy Paper Crafts Facebook page. There is an event linked in the description of this video. Go ahead and click that and click going and share it. If you would like someone in your life, someone you know that you think would really be like inspired and love paper crafting and card making, go ahead and share that with them. I just posted a giveaway. So if you do share the event and comment shared on the post in the event, you will be entered to win the Rings of Love Designer Series paper sampler pack. So this paper is no longer available. And as you'll see on our card today, Designer Series paper really steps up your card. So this card we're doing is a little bit more advanced. We're going to be doing some heat embossing. We're going to be doing some fun folding. So if you're brand new and have never stamped before, this might seem like a lot, but go ahead and click on that event, RSVP going so that you get notified when I go live over there next Friday, November 18th at 7 p.m. on the Sassy Paper Crafts Facebook page. I think that is all I have. There is a new paper pumpkin out today, which looks super fun. It's all about gift cards. I posted about that, or maybe I haven't posted on Facebook yet. It's coming. Anywho, it's really cute. Sign up for Paper Pumpkin by December 10th if you want in on cute little gift card holders. And there will be a blog post for this card. So let me turn off my camera and I'm going to flip it around so you can see my desk. And we're going to get started on our card because I love this card and it's really cute. And you don't have to make it for fall. If you're like, I'm over fall, I'm into Christmas, great. You can do this card for Christmas as well. Let me just adjust that. I always think I have it all set up and then I don't. Perfect. That works. And if you like anything you see here today, all the supplies are available in my online store. And go ahead and try and find comments while I talk. Use this host code when you place your orders. All orders in November get a free pack of basic white envelopes, and basic white envelopes look like this. I've stamped on mine, so yours will come blank, but it's a free pack and they fit your cards perfectly. See, look, there's only a little bit of a border. This will fit in there just fine. So you can send out cards and things to people in your life. Let me try to find the comments. If you're watching live, please say hi. I would love to hear from you. I love hearing from everybody. There's the video. Click. Perfect. All right, we are good to go. So for this card, like I said, oh my goodness. All right, so for this card, like I said, we are using, hello, Mary Lou, the Hello Harvest bundle. So this is a cling stamp set with 11 stamps in it and the Rustic Pumpkin dies. And we're only going to be using 2 dies from this. We're going to be using this really fun label and we're going to be using this little flower. But you can see there are dies for other stamps in the set, and I will be using this next Friday in that beginner card class. So I got my dies out. Let's get out our stamps. I'm using the little flower here that goes with this die, and then our banner. So we're only using 2 stamps. Not a lot of stamping today, but that's okay. The fun fold in this paper is what's doing all the work. So let me show you that again. This is how it opens up, and there's a space to write your message. It does fit in a standard envelope. One step I did skip a little bit is I didn't burnish these edges, which I think I'm going to on this card. And it does stand up on a table. Granted, it comes forward a little bit, so if you wanted to put it on a mantle or something, would be better if it had height. Or stick it on your fridge with magnets. This is thin enough where a magnet would go through. So let me move that out of the way so I don't ruin it. So I have here a piece of Mary Merlot that I've already embossed using the time-worn type 3D embossing folder. Sometimes Stampin' Up makes the words really hard for me to say. So this is a really pretty folder. It gives like a old paper look to it. So you can see that here's the texture on that. And the reason I already did this is because this folder only fits in the standard Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to be using the mini to die cut today, but the folders only fit, most of the folders, some of them fit in the mini, but most of them, I would say 80% fit in the larger machine. So let's do our heat embossing and our stamping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a scrap of Mary Merlot here, and then I also have a scrap of basic white. I'm going to put these on a block. I just have an A block for a little flower, and then see, we'll use an H block. This barely fits, so if you have the larger I block, let's just use that so I don't mess it up. I'll use the I block because it fits on there, but it's kind of a tight squeeze. And then I'm going to get some Versamark and my embossing buddy. So this is also part of the Rustic Harvest Suite. This right here, you get this tray, this brush, these tweezers, and the embossing buddy in what's called the Embossing Additions Toolkit. And it has a little cap, which I took off, but that goes on there. And I'll show you how to use that in just 1 second. But I'm going to take the embossing buddy, and I'm just going to rub it very gently over the Mary Merlot. And what this is doing is just taking all that static that can build up, especially as it's getting colder. You get a lot of static in your craft room, and it just takes it off of the cardstock. So that way when we stamp in Versamark and put the powder on, we don't get powder sticking where we don't want powder. So this is Versamark. This is a clear watermark ink. So you're not really probably going to be able to see it too well. You will once we put the white over it. I'm just taking the ink pad to the stamp, tap, 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 making sure I get nice, even coverage. I'm not smushing it. I'm not pushing too hard. Just tap, tap, tap. And then, oops, take this. And I like to line it up with my grid paper, even though we're die cutting it out, so it really doesn't matter. And I'm just putting a little bit of pressure, not too much. I just want to make sure, because this is a larger stamp, just want to make sure I get a good image. And you probably can't see that too well. You can see it. There it is. So it is stamped, but it blends right in. The magic comes when we heat emboss. So now I'm going to take this tray, move all of this stuff out of the way. And then I have some white Stampin' Emboss powder. This comes in the basics. I think it's the basics, essentials, or some basics embossing powders. And it comes with clear, black, and white. And I'm just pouring it right over where we stamped, flicking off the excess. I'm just going to go one more time just to make sure I got powder where I want it. Flick it again. That looks good. I'm going to set that to the side. And the cool thing about this tray is it gets all your powder to go back into the jar. And then I like to take this brush and just brush it down the side. This brush works really good too if, say, I pushed too hard with my stamp and got embossing powder where I didn't want embossing powder. It's good at flicking the excess off of that. All right, and a little powder, like I'm telling you, these little jars last forever. Like it's still almost full. I've used this 1,000 times and they last so long. So I'm just gonna keep that sitting to the side for now. It is okay to set this to the side. Now, and the last time I heat embossed, I used Versamark and I waited a minute to put the powder on and it didn't stick. You want to put the powder on pretty quickly. Once the powder's on though, you could leave that sit there because the heat from the heat tool we'll be using will activate it. So while that's just sitting there, we're going to stamp our flowers. And I'm going to stamp 2 of them. I have some Memento ink here that I actually put my thumb in earlier today. And I'm just going to stamp 2 of them. one there, one there. And again, wasn't pushing too hard, just tap, tap, tap. Just two of those. I'm going to clean my stamps off really quick because I like to put my fingers in them. I've already sprayed one side of my Stampin' Scrub with Stampin' Mist. I'm just going to rub it on one side and then the other. Same thing with the one with Versamark. And now my stamps are clean and ready to go for next time. So I'm just going to put those away. And then I have the So Saffron Stampin' Blend. So the blends come in a combo pack of light and dark. I'm going to start with the light. And I'm just going to color really quickly, kind of rough, the flower petals. Because this kind of looked like a sunflower to me. So I wanted to do a yellow. And Crushed Curry is the yellow that's in the Rustic Harvest Desire Series paper, but they don't have a blend in Crushed Curry, so I went with So Saffron. I also think Crushed Curry might be a little much, a little dark, and kind of wash out this flower. I'm just going over the highlighted parts here with the dark So Saffron, and then in the middle. And then I'm going to go back in with the light and just get some of the spots here that I missed. And you can leave the spots too. I think that is actually kind of a neat look when people don't completely color it in all the way or color it imperfect. But I'm coloring all of it. So there is that. And now we can use our heat tool on this. So this is the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. There are two settings. Well, three. There's 0, which is off, and 1 and 2. I'm going to put this on 2, and we're going to heat emboss this. I'm going to try to hold it up so that you can see the magic happen. So see right now, it's really powdery. This powder is going to melt and then turn like glossy. So let's see if we can see it. All right, so I hope that turned out where you could see it change from powdery to like this raised texture, glossy coolness. I love heat embossing. I think it just adds a really simple wow to your cards. So I'm going to move these to the side because now I'm going to grab the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And like I said, I love the mini, but not everything fits in the mini. Some of our dies are even a little too big to fit in here. So if you are looking for, you're getting into die cutting, you're getting into dry embossing, and you want a machine, I always recommend the standard, just so that way you never have to worry about what will fit and what won't, because everything Stampin' Up! Sells fits in the standard. I do like having the mini though for things like this, for videos. And I'm going to grab a piece of washi tape. You can take a Post-it note, whatever you have, just to hold this down a little bit so it doesn't move around. I want to get a nice, clean, crisp image. So I'm just going to put some washi tape over that. And then run it through. Pull that off carefully. And I'll probably use this again for the flowers, but there is our label. Push this back through and we can die cut our flowers. Hopefully, I hope I made that just big enough to where it will fit. I'm just gonna line that up. Oh, it was there the first time. There we go. We keep moving it. Sorry. The small ones get me sometimes. I still have on my big machine one of the discontinued magnetic plates, and I love that. But it was discontinued, so you can't get it anymore. So I don't tend to use it too much here. All right, I'm gonna run this through. And then we're gonna do it one more time, and we will be ready to assemble this card. And I'm gonna show you how super easy this fun fold is. Like, I love fun folds just because they're different, right? They make your card stand out, like, and people wonder, where did you get that? Or, who made that? There, pop that off. Oh, I have one flower. So I like it when they're easy though. Like some fun folds I've seen are kind of complicated and you gotta do a lot of scoring, a lot of cutting. This one, I'm telling you, once you have the measurements and see how easy it is, you're gonna make this card 1,000 times. And like I said, you don't have to do it fall themed. You can do a birthday card or a Christmas card, whatever you need a card for. I think it would make a great anniversary card, especially or a card for like from a group of people. You could put more white panels on the inside and everybody could sign it. I don't know. I just love this card design so much. And I did get the card design from Tammy White. She did this back, I don't know if it was this year or last year. I think it was last year, last Halloween, for a Halloween card. And so the basic layout came from her, but then I decided to use the Rustic Harvest DSP. I want to give her credit though for the basic layout of the card. All right. So I have here, this is my base, and like I said, I already embossed it. This is 5.5 by 4.25. So this is the standard size of a card. It's just one sheet though. And then I have a piece of basic black, and this measures 9.75 by 4.25, and I've scored it on the 9.75 side at 3.25 and 6.5. And we're just going to fold it. And you can do all this with your paper trimmer. So I'm going to fold it this way, and then I'm going to fold it that way. So it's kind of like a Z fold. See, it makes like a Z. And then I'm going to burnish these edges because I didn't on the last one. And it kind of opens a little too much for my liking. So I'm just going to crisp those edges up and see how it sits flatter. So then I cut 2 pieces of the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. I love this one with the butterflies. These are 3 by 4 inches, and also a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4 inches. And now all we have to do is put some Stampin' Seal on this. So this is the front of my card. Put some seal on here. Put it on the front. And you could add even more layers to this if you wanted. You can make a piece of Mary Merlot that's 3 by 4 and then do the Designer Series paper at 2.75 by 3.75 and add even more layer, more interest. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit simple. And this goes on the inside here. And then our panel to write our message on goes here. And then the easiest way for me to do this and wrap my head around it was to close the whole thing and flip it over and put seal on the back. And you can use Seal Plus or tear and tape if you wanted a stronger hold. I think this works pretty well, so I'm just going to use the seal. And then line that up with my grid paper and just center it. And then I'm going to take some seal on the back of our flowers here. You could use glue dots or liquid glue if you have it. I'm just going to stick those to the inside. Got a little muck or something on our inside. And then I'm going to take dimensionals for our label here. I'm going to do 3 of them. And I love this butterfly so much. And if you look on this card. I kind of covered it a little bit, so I kind of don't want to do it. I don't want to cover the flowers either. It's really hard where to place this. I'll do it down here. This paper is just so beautiful. I don't want to cover any of it. And to finish, we need some bling. So I have the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I'm going to use the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool today because I feel like I don't ever use that enough. So there are two sizes of these. I'm going to use one of the smaller ones here. And then I think I'm going to go with a large, or maybe there are three sizes. There are three, a small, a medium, and a large. I'm going to use a medium down here and maybe a large one up here. And then I'm going to open this up and put two small ones on our flowers. And you could definitely stamp, like if you wanted to do like a leaf or something on the inside, you totally could do that too. Completely customizable and up to you. I put the cap back on this because I always forget. But that is our card today. So I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope it inspired you to make a fun fold of your own. I just love how these open up. And I think anybody you send them to would just love them. So let me know in the comments if you'll be making this card. I will be live again on Sunday in the VIP group, and I can give you a little sneak peek. I'm not going to give too much, but a little sneak peek real fast. I don't know if you saw that of what we'll be talking about. Go ahead and join the VIP group. The link is in the description if you want to see another sneak peek tomorrow. But that is all I have for you today. Mary Lou says she loves the sweet, love the fun fold too. Thanks, Mary Lou. I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.